There's an ice cream truck.
Yeah, I already was picking that up.
Hello, Mother. This is Half Mental, the show that's 90% baseball and the other half mental. I'm Holt Pagano.
And I'm Dan Sinnott. We've never done last names before.
Dodgers are going to the World Series for the second year in a row.
Cheers.
And so are the Boston Red Sox. This is going to be crazy.
Yeah. Real quick note to the viewers, I'm going to do my best to make sure this episode is not 18 minutes of Dodgers and 2 minutes of Red Sox.
Yeah.
It's going to be real hard.
I think we can do it.
But this is my pledge to the viewers.
I think you can do it.
Yeah.
Throw your predictions. World Series predictions.
Yeah.
Throw them in the comments.
Let's talk it out.
That was super fun last week when we got it.
We'll save ours till the end.
Yeah. Dodgers. Let's just talk about the NLCS since it's fresh on our mind.
Yeah, so Walker Buehler is going to be so good. I mean, he is so good is the thing.
Yeah, he's already there.
Man.
He had I felt like...
Do you have 7 strikeouts? What do you have?
I think he finished with 7. He might have been like a little overamped last night, which I think is...
That's okay.
Totally acceptable for a 24-year-old.
Yeah.
I noticed he was having a hard time early in the count. It didn't really matter, though.
His stuff is so good.
John Smoltz.
Yeah, I don't even know if we should...
Is so annoying. He hates...
baseball.
It sounds like he hates baseball. Anyway, John Smoltz, annoying.
Get a life, John Smoltz.
Yeah,
jeez.
Accept that the game
find
is
a hobby. It's okay.
Or just accept that baseball
you don't even have to
changing.
like baseball anymore. Maybe
true. Yeah,
you don't have to.
Go build model planes.
Yeah, do something else.
Do the Pinewood Derby with your son. The NLCS was crazy. I never felt comfortable. Like it was every single inning of that series felt like the bottom of the ninth.
It was loud as hell in Milwaukee these last 2 games.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean,
and
good on Brewers. I mean, it was loud.
And I hear that stadium is loud, like on a regular basis, like it echoes or something. But obviously, they were much louder. Craig Counsell did a great job.
Yeah,
the Brewers were awesome. I mean, can't say enough good things about that team. There's a few guys on there that run me the wrong way, but that's just kind of how I get when I'm competitive.
Yelich disappeared for the most part.
Yeah. Yep, the biggest thing Yelich did in that series was his quote about Manny Machado. That was the most noise he made.
Yeah. Who is your NLCS MVP?
When that game ended, I was like, well, it's probably going to be Cody Bellinger.
I didn't see Bellinger coming. He had 2 huge hits.
He was
and
huge
that big catch.
In the 13-inning game, he won. Like, he
won.
I know it's obvious because he won it with the hit, but... That catch on Kane with no outs.
And then he had the walk-off hit, right?
Yeah. The catch he made...
And then he had the go-ahead home run in Game 7. I think Puig should have been the MVP.
Puig easily could have been the MVP.
Puig wanted that MVP.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I mean, he had the big home run, but then... It was the 8th inning. He led off with he stole second, right?
Yeah.
Which was actually like a big, aggressive play. And he ended up not scoring, but to me that was important, too. It was like... These guys want more runs.
Right.
Up by 4, you can get some more runs still. I think that was
indicative
of the mindset.
Right. I think that was the 9th. We ended up loading the bases in the 9th.
You're right. It was the 9th.
Top of the 9th.
Yeah, it was the 9th. It led to Jansen getting pulled.
You're right. So I mean, I kind of assumed it was going to be Bellinger. We had 2 catches that were insane. Bellinger's catch in the 10th inning of the 13-inning game, which I think was game 3. The probability of that catch was like 12%. I mean, he covered a ton of ground. That would have been game 4. Correction. And had it gotten past him, it was Lorenzo Cain. So triple, at least, to lead off the inning against Kenley Jansen. I mean, it was a huge, huge catch. And then last night, Chris Taylor in the...
So I just looked for Chris Taylor's catch stats, and I couldn't find them. But that's the sort of one, like, that might not... read real great on the catch stats because he had to change his route, right? So it wasn't super efficient.
I know that he covered 85 feet,
but it was an amazing catch.
Yeah, and we just kind of made a controversial move to get Jock Peterson out of our lineup so that Hernandez could hit against.
Yeah, Buck and Smoltz kept saying like, I don't know if Peterson makes that catch. Like Peterson does not make that catch.
Absolutely not.
When you guys
give himself in a position to make the catch.
He just lets it. He catches it off the wall.
Right.
I mean, Taylor, Hernandez, and Puig is your defensive outfield.
Yeah.
Right? Or no?
Not really.
Was Bellinger in center?
Bellinger's in center.
Yeah.
Hernandez hasn't been playing a ton of outfield, but he can.
That's right. Bellinger was in center last night, right?
Yeah. Yep.
That's a good defensive outfield.
Yeah. So Manny Machado had a very polarizing series. I mean, I don't even know.
Is it polarizing?
I don't know. I don't know that even Dodgers fans.
I mean, how do you feel about Manny Machado right now?
Better. Better now.
But I mean, he behaved like a total shit
child.
Yeah, whatever word you want to use. And his play didn't really back it up. I mean, his play typically has, right?
Yeah, I mean, he came out big. That bunt was huge.
But that was even sort of like silly. Like, it worked, right? And so,
right. I mean, imagine if that didn't
But
work.
Manny Machado's not going to get a $3 million contract because he bunts sometimes.
Right, no.
That's not his game. So he said he doesn't hustle hard. That happened this series, right?
Right.
He said, I'm not going to be your Johnny Hustle.
Yeah.
That's not my game, or whatever he said.
Which is frustrating, but sometimes I think you just got to take these guys for what they're worth.
Yeah, so if he can do what he does without hustling, I guess that's fine. He does what he does,
I mean, even Craig Counsell in one of his postgames was like, he's not playing very hard. And I think that was before the Johnny Hustle thing.
But then he then proceeded, and in the games after he made that comment, he recorded his fastest foot speed, like, ever.
Oh, really?
So he hustled after he made that comment.
Yeah.
So he had, what game were his 2 slides into second?
That was game 3. That was game 3, the game that we lost in LA.
So he had 2 hard slides into second. One, I think, was close enough to sort of forgive the first one.
The weird thing is,
the second one, he stuck his arm out and grabbed someone's knee after they'd thrown the ball.
Yeah.
So it was both, like, stupid and also only to, like, injure that guy or something. Or to, like...
Right.
I mean...
They were just weird. They were weird slides. I don't feel like they were hard slides, first off. Like, I really don't. I wouldn't categorize that as a hard slide.
No, I wouldn't have called it a hard slide.
And so the fact that he was grabbing Arcia was just weird. It was like, just fucking slide.
Don't do that. Just slide.
Yeah. It was really bizarre. And, like, even the grab to Arcia, which I'm not defending. Trust me, I'm not defending. It was stupid. But even the grab, like, wasn't... Like, that's why it was so upsetting. It, like, wasn't hard or anything. It was just, like, this weird little, like, contact.
It was, like, pointless.
Yeah, it's totally pointless. It was like, let's see how
Yeah, you're right. If he had done it and had, like, blown him up and made the throw go offline or something, you'd be like, well, that was against the rules, but at least he did something, I guess. I don't know. And then the big one was he grounded out. This was late in the game. Whenever it was.
Yeah, it was like the 8th or something. It was his last at bat.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think that ended up being a 13-game game. So,
but he, like, drug his left foot as he crossed first base and basically just kicked Jesus Aguilar in the ankle. And I think it more surprised Aguilar than, like, he wasn't really at risk of injury again. Like, but it was just, like, it was really dumb.
Really dumb. If Manny can help us win a World Series, that's amazing. But I'm very much hoping that Corey Seager's our shortstop next year.
He got fined for the Aguilar.
$10K.
$10K. Just a drop in the bucket.
No big deal. So, Dodgers will represent the National League.
Yeah.
Brewers were great.
For the second consecutive time.
Okay. Nope. One more.
Yeah, I mean...
The best part of this series, probably for me, was when Justin Turner hit the home run in Game 2 to send it to 1-1 going back to LA. After the game, what's his name? Jeffers or Jeffries?
Jeffress. Right? Jeremy Jeffress.
Jeremy Jeffress. Did you see all this? Did we talk about this?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
So he's being interviewed in this post game in the locker room, and they ask about Justin Turner's home run. He's like, "It's luck. Like, if you saw the hits that came before that, they're lucky."
Yeah, so he later clarified and said he was talking about, like, there were, like, some little bloop singles or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Nice to be able to clarify later.
Right.
That's not really how it works, but okay. So basically, and I'm sure he wants those words back. because
especially now.
Even the Dodgers Instagram last night, like when he came out, I was like, oh, lucky, like Machado got a base
that's
hit.
why.
Yeah,
Puig and Bellinger were giving each other crap about stuff being luck.
Yes, exactly.
And that's why.
Yes.
That's funny. So that's like in their heads.
And Dodgers Instagram last night posted Puig's home run, and it just said "Lucky Charm." Like,
I didn't connect those two.
Yeah, I mean, calling a major league
Puig's
hitter,
home run was off Jeffress too.
Yeah, calling a major league hitter lucky is
for any
shitty. Like it's just shitty.
Yeah, it is.
These guys have been training their whole entire life. And then you're going to say that Justin Turner, who is number 3 in OPS and in postseason history, is lucky for getting the bat on the ball. So anyway,
I'm glad you got to get this off your chest. I could tell that.
Oh God, when Puig hit it off of, I mean, I was freaking out when Puig made contact because I knew it was. I didn't think that ball was going out. Off
So I think we need to just take a minute, and maybe it can be playing right here, to work Puig's swing, and then the aftermath of his swing was just perfect Puig. Yeah. So, huge swing, and he raises and he does a little flip. Yeah. And then he realizes it might not go out. He freaks out. And he runs hard, like he rounds first base hard. Yeah. And then that's when it's out. And then he just starts
Yeah, what is this? Like everyone's doing it too. It's not just the Dodgers.
Aguilar did it after a home run this series. Okay, I think I heard that is that Puig was like mimicking someone else.
Oh my God, I love it.
Oh man, it was so like in the space between home plate and second base was like Puig's whole existence and consciousness as a Major League Baseball player. In my it was just this perfect like. Microcosm of who Yasiel
That's a really, really great
point. It was so neat. I loved it.
I know. I'm so happy he hit that ball.
Yeah, me too.
He's the best. He also kind of backed off the World
His guarantee. Yeah, I know. I was bummed. I just wanted him to do it.
I wonder if someone talked to him or what. Or if he's just scared now.
So, backstory, when you guys won game 163, I think. Yeah. He guaranteed a Dodgers World Series victory, right?
Yes.
And then he did it after After Atlanta. And then they asked him, and he was like, it's going to be a really good series. He did this, I mean, which is fine.
And he was like, I've never been to Boston. It's cold.
Yeah.
I think he's like really scared of cold.
It was, I mean, you might as well just do it at that point. Everyone knows you did it, right?
Okay, that's all we got, guys. No, just kidding. Boston Red Sox.
Oh, did they have a series this week?
They did. They played Douche Canoe, Tanker. Sorry. Hats off to you. Great season. I know it fell short.
I still can't believe that the Boston Red Sox beat the Houston Astros.
I can't believe the way they beat them, too.
Yeah.
I mean, we both picked the Astros, so I'm not going to sit here and be like, I knew it was going to happen. I didn't think it was going to happen. I can't believe the 3 in a row at home.
Yeah.
That seems crazy to me.
David Price he started their clinching game, right?
Yeah. Did I read that that's the best postseason start by a starting pitcher in Red Sox history? Like by the numbers?
Oh, I don't know. That
would be hilarious if it belongs to David Price.
I don't know. But I mean, David Price, I mean, it's not like I've watched every David Price start, but his pitches were doing stuff that they like haven't done in a long time, I think. He looked good.
So just like kind of fun storylines from the playoffs, I think, that are fun. It's like, we talked about this a little bit, but Aaron Judge played the New York to sort of troll the Red Sox. And Red Sox ended up obviously beating the Yankees. They won the 2 games, and I think it was 2 games. They won 2 games in New York.
Okay.
And ended up listening to New York while they celebrated.
Yeah.
I'm sure you saw this, but Alex Bregman posted a video of the Astros going back to back to back.
Right.
Off of Nathan Eovaldi.
And he just posted, like, just doing a little video work.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, the Red Sox never looked back. It was just like, and I'm sure those guys see that and they probably don't care. Maybe it puts a chip on their shoulder. I don't know.
I think I don't know. They sure act like they care.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that they care a little bit.
Yeah.
And they were, the Red Sox were pleased to beat Bregman and the Astros.
And Bregman went pretty quietly after that, too.
Yeah, he had a couple of bats with opportunities to win games.
Yeah.
And didn't do it.
Benintendi's catch in left field. Yeah, and the Mookie catch.
Yeah, I mean, we got to talk about that.
Where do you stand on that? Or am I jumping around too much?
No, let's dive into the Mookie catch.
Yeah.
It was a big, I really think that regardless of what happens in the World Series, that Mookie catch could be like the thing that in 20 years it's like, oh yeah, remember that Mookie catch that maybe that did not happen? It was wild. So
yeah.
Who hit that ball?
Altuve.
Yes, you're right. It was the second batter of the game.
Yeah.
Oof.
It would have tied the game 2-2. I mean,
that was a huge,
And the difference in the final score was 2 runs too.
Yeah. So Altuve, who has a fractured kneecap, by the way, he DH'd the last few games because his kneecap was broken.
That is crazy.
Yeah, he already had surgery. He had surgery Friday.
I bet that I was.
This guy played baseball with a broken kneecap.
No, that's crazy.
All right, so Altuve drills a ball to right field, and Mookie Betts,
35-inch vertical,
maybe the best right fielder in the game, leaps at the warning track. This is
ice cream truck is back.
And basically, I mean, he and fans make contact.
We're going to talk through it this time.
And he immediately, I mean, he lands, the ball bounces back into the field of play.
He eventually lands from his crazy jump.
Yeah, and he throws the ball into second base. But he immediately is like, he said this, he goes, they closed my glove. And that is what happened.
Yeah.
And Joe West, they never showed, did you ever see a good video of what Joe West did on this play? I never did either. But the broadcast booth was like, oh, West made all sorts of weird signs. Whatever, his call on the field was out per fan interference. So they reviewed the play.
Oh, that was the call on the field?
So his call on the field ended up being out by fan. This was the big crux of the thing.
Okay, I actually didn't know that.
His call was out on fan interference. So then replay has to definitively prove that that's not the case.
Right.
Which it could not do.
Yeah.
And that's fine. But if he had called the home run, the replay would not have definitively proved otherwise.
Right.
So this is, again, I think this just adds to the column of replay should be abolished.
Yeah.
It didn't help, right?
So
they didn't.
The K-zone.
They may have gotten the call right. I'm not even here to argue that, but it doesn't matter. What we needed in that moment was Joe West making a call and being like, "That's what happened."
That's it. Come at me.
Yeah.
Don't at me.
Don't at Joe. Right. And Joe West is controversial in his own right.
Yeah.
He's been in the middle of some controversial plays and ejections, and I don't often defend the umps necessarily, but just let him make the call.
Yeah.
So at question is whether the contact was made between Mookie and the fans. The question is whether it was in the stands or in the field of play. And there's no way, nobody knows.
So, did you see the
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
That security guard leaning over the railing to see.
There's a camera angle that would have captured it.
Yeah,
perfectly.
it would have answered the question.
And there's just a security guard right in the way.
So again, assuming that there's a...
Did you hear what J.J. Redick said?
No, what do you have to say about it?
Or wait, is it Josh Reddick?
Josh Reddick. J.J. Redick is a shooting guard.
He's a shitty basketball player.
Hey, I think he did okay.
But he just looks
shitty.
So, he just... Did you hear what he said? Sorry.
No.
He was like, this same play has happened to me.
Yeah.
I was the batter in the postseason 2 or 3 years ago. I actually am not familiar with what he was talking about. But, I mean, he said it's going to get to the point where we will, in high leverage games like this, do not have fans in the first couple rows.
That'll never happen.
I was like,
That will never happen. I mean, there's no doubt
Yeah.
that will never happen.
I mean, a lot of stadiums have, like, Busch, I'm pretty sure.
Some of them do,
Has, like, a row of, like, plants, vegetation. Not
Yeah.
a row, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Maybe equal
Yeah.
to a row.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something. I don't know.
I mean, so somebody on, I think it was Buster Only, said like,
Friend of the show.
friend of the show, Buster Only. I got a retweet from Buster, but the fans didn't get ejected. Fans get ejected if they interfere in the baseball game.
Right.
If you lean over the railing and catch a foul ball, you get ejected.
Yeah.
So they did not get ejected because they didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
Like, the ball was coming at them, and they just, like, reacted to the space right in front of them.
Yeah.
This wasn't the... wasn't it an Orioles-Yankees series, like, 15 years ago when somebody, like, leaned over the
Roberto
railing?
Alomar Jr.?
Yeah, I mean, that was...
Derek Jeter hit that ball.
Yeah, that's what I... So, that was fan interference, obviously.
Yes.
That fan made himself a part of the baseball game. This was just a guy like, oh, here comes this ball, I don't know.
Yeah. And he was quoted during the game saying, if we lose this game, I'm going to have a police escort me out of here.
Yeah, I mean, he made himself public, which I was kind of surprised at.
Yeah.
I thought it was... The next day, the thing that bothered me is that both Astro fans that were like, that was definitely a home run, or the vice versa that was like, no, he definitely interfered. Like, we don't know what, you know?
Yeah.
Like, nobody knows.
It's exactly. It's
Like, and it's okay not to know, right?
yeah.
And I get it's frustrating if it hurts your team one way or the other.
I mean, I would say based upon the footage we have, it looks like they didn't reach into the field of play.
It looked like a home... I think it should have been a home run. If you want my opinion is it should have been a home run.
I think they might have gotten that call wrong. But I didn't know that Joe West initially called it fan interference.
Right. That
makes
was
a lot
the
more
big
sense.
thing. So I think one of the amazing things, this is why I mentioned at the beginning of this, is that Mookie Betts knew exactly what happened the moment it happened. Which sounds silly because it happened to him, but like it happened really fast, right? And he got down and he goes, that guy hit my glove, he closed my glove.
Yeah.
And like the fact that he even knew what happened is amazing.
He was actually flying.
Yeah.
when this happened.
But so like, and he's so good that it was like he would have caught that ball.
Yeah.
He also later in that game, he threw out Tony Kemp. Did you see this play?
Yes, at second base.
This was a huge play.
Yeah.
Tony Kemp is the like resident Astro speedster too. He's like their fast guy.
He might be my new favorite Astro, by the way.
Okay. But so he hit a ball down the line. That's good. You can like him. He hit a ball down the line and he was running to second. I bet he didn't even like think about it.
Right.
And Mookie Betts just has such a strong arm and is so fast. He got him out at second base. It was in that game.
Yeah.
And then Benintendi had his game-winning catch. Wild. That was a wild game.
Yeah, and the Benintendi catch
Was unreal.
That would have been tie game or game over.
It would have been game over.
Yeah, it would have
Would have led to a walk-off.
Yeah. They're saying Mookie might be playing second base in the National League games.
Yeah, do it.
To get JD Martinez's bat in there.
Yeah.
I really like the idea of a Dodgers lineup with a DH.
Yeah. I mean, you guys have 9 good enough hitters to start baseball games. That's not the issue. I mean, you saw your position.
So yeah, now let's just talk about the World Series for a little bit, and then we should stop.
Sure, we spent 6 minutes on the Boston series. We'll go ahead and...
No, I think we did more.
We spent 12 minutes or so on it. That's okay.
And yeah, no disrespect to the Red Sox. A little history about myself. I spent 4 years in Boston. Went to countless Red Sox games. If I were to have a second favorite team, they would probably be it.
A little history about myself. The first time the Cardinals were in the World Series in my conscious life, they lost to the Red Sox when the Red Sox broke their curse.
Yeah.
So, to be clear, I have no love for the Red Sox.
I mean, I don't now. I don't right now. Just that was the next thing I was going to say.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy that those two worlds are colliding. Like, I'm getting all these college friends texting me.
Yeah.
Like, so who are you going to cheer for?
I'm excited to see Chris. I'm excited to see Chris Sailbat. You think he's going to be able to handle the toothpick pretty well?
Maybe in like Game 5.
I don't know. Yeah, oh yeah, I guess because he's going to start in Boston. It'd be Game 5, I guess.
I am excited to see a pitcher for more than 1 or 2 times through.
Maybe.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, so the Brewers took this bullpen stuff to the extreme, right?
To the extreme. And they might be, they might be revolutionizing the game. I'm not dissing it or bashing it. But, man, am I excited.
Yeah.
To just, like, have a start.
Settle into some baseball.
I mean, even if, Chris Sale goes 6 innings and is kicking our butt, it'll just be nice to, like, see a pitcher on the mound for a while.
Yeah. So the Mookie Betts second base thing is awesome.
Yeah. That'll be fun. I'm really interested.
He played it a little bit during the season.
Yeah, didn't he, like, come up as a second baseman?
Yeah, he spent the minor leagues as a second baseman.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I guess, you think Kershaw will throw game 1?
Yeah, I mean, they acted like that was still expected.
Yeah.
After last night.
A very efficient ninth last night.
Yeah, it looked like an easy 3 outs for him.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. I guess I'm just going to go straight to my prediction because we've been talking for a while.
Yeah.
I think that the NLCS just felt so hard.
Yeah.
It felt like
it was a great series. I mean, it was great.
It was incredible, and I feel like we won some games that we kind of had no business winning. We lost some games that we had no business losing.
Yeah.
But it kept up with this theme of the Dodgers season, which is sort of like resilience.
Yeah, so actually,
let's 10-26.
Yeah, I was going to say let's do that a little bit. They were 10 games under after 40 games.
We're 16 games under.
They were under 500
at one point. Sorry,
they were under 500 on June 6th. That's a long ways into the season.
Yeah, we're in 3rd place in September.
Whereas Boston's basically been the best team
right
from day one. Once they distanced themselves from the Yankees.
Yeah.
Did you see? I think it was Stan Kasten, right? One of your GMs or whatever. You guys have like 9 GMs.
Right.
He said something about being like the scrappy small market team in the World Series because the Red Sox are number 1 in payroll and you guys are 3rd.
I did hear that.
He'll see if his quote was good. Man, I wish I had remembered it now.
So yeah, isn't this number 1 and number 2 payroll wise?
I heard something that said 3.
I think
you guys are
now.
3.
Yeah, I mean
either way.
I don't know how we're
how you even
compete with.
So the other thing is the Red Sox added JD Martinez, the big contract of the offseason, and you guys traded for Machado in season, the big trade of the season. I mean, like teams have to go get better, right? This sounds silly, and we can spend time on this more in the offseason, but like you have to go get better.
Yeah.
You have to go get guys when you can get them.
Right.
That's why the Cardinals should sign Bryce Harper. We'll talk about that later.
I just feel like this is the year.
Yeah.
I think the Dodgers are going to win the World Series. I think we're going to make it really interesting. I think it might be. I don't want it to be in 7 games, but I'm going to say that the Dodgers win the World Series in 7 games.
Okay. I've got Red Sox in 7. This is Half Mental.
Oh my God! Thanks for joining us. Dan's a shitbag. I'm just kidding. Go Dodgers.
Do you want to talk about that at all, or should we just end it?
Go ahead. Say what you gotta say. I'm gonna cut it anyway.
I know. Just kidding. No, I think that Dave Roberts is going to get outmanaged. Is what it's going to come down to.
By Alex Cora?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I do. I don't think Kershaw should have pitched last night.
I know that.
You
also thought Kershaw's daughter should be in bed?
It's late.
It's Game 7 of the NLCS. And
He's been in those before. It's fine. No, I think Dave Roberts did not inspire
don't get me wrong.
confidence.
Sleep training is very important.
I thought you would appreciate that. No, man, I don't know. The Red Sox are good, right? They won 108 games.
Yeah.
I think they have a better manager. They're going to get more innings out of their starters, and their bullpen is still really good.
Is their bullpen good? Okay, that's like one guy.
No, I know, I'm just kidding.
I think
I think it is. If they can keep Porcello in their bullpen's good.
I think what this NLCS, I mean, we don't have to like argue about this, but what I think this NLCS may have really shown is that our pitching is
it's good.
It's clicking and it's there. Our bullpen was.
It's going to be a great World Series.
Our bullpen was so much better than the Milwaukee Brewers bullpen.
They only had to throw half as many innings.
Which is all you heard about going into that.
Right.
It was like, Milwaukee's bullpen. We scored like 18 runs. So I don't know. I think the advantage is to us when it comes to pitching overall. Overall, I think we get the advantage pitching-wise. I think pitching wins championships. But here's the thing.
God, this series is so good.
There is this version of the Dodgers that we saw for like 3 games in this series, in the NLCS, where our offense is just like a baked potato.
You guys got outscored in the NLCS.
Yeah.
It was 24-23 overall.
Yeah. But that's not typical. I mean, it's really not.
No, I mean, you led the... Yeah. No, yeah.
I just wonder if
crazy
after the Brewer, like, I hope that the Brewers bullpen was as good as everyone says it is, because I'm thinking now that
those balls
Boston's
going
to come out just throwing beach balls to these guys.
Yeah, I don't know. Boston also had 4 days off or something, which I just hate.
Yeah,
these guys play baseball every day.
They're bored just playing their Nintendo Switches.
Yeah, there's 1,000 Nintendo Switches.
Talking about Altuve's kneecap sliding around. Ugh. All right. Okay, this is Half Mental. You've now spent 42 minutes with us. I'm sorry.
Yeah.